Hi guys, this is my C programming language concept video. In this part 13 video, we are going to learn about preprocessor directives in C. So, the C preprocessor is a collection of special statements which are called as directives, and they are executed at the beginning of the compilation processes. The preprocessors are the statements that will be executed at the time of the compilation itself. So, every preprocessor directive that we use in our code will start with an hash symbol. So, the commonly used preprocessor are file inclusion, macro definition, conditional compilation. All these three processes are done by using these list of preprocessor directives: include, hash define, hash undefined, hash if define, hash if undefined, hash if, hash else if, hash end if, hash error, hash pragma. So let us see each and everything in detail in further slides. First, moving on to file inclusion. This file inclusion preprocessor is done by preprocessor directive hash include. So this preprocessor directive hash include is used to paste a given file into the current file. Some code that will be in the called as a library file that will be in some header under the some header file. So that will be included in our code by using this preprocessor directive hash include. That is the use of hash include. If the file is not present, means then the compiler will render error. So here are the two variants ways in which we can include the file to our program. Hash include file name, hash include within the double quotes you can give the file name. So if you choose the first way, then that will tells the compiler to look for the directory where the system header files are held. In Unix it is held in user /include directory. If it is given like a hash include a file name, means please check the it will ask the compiler to look in the current directory where the program is running. So these are the two variants in which you can include the file into the program. So the common and most widely used example is stdio.h header file included by using hash include preprocessor directive. This header file contains the library file that has the code for written for these printf, scanf that we use in our program. So to make it make it define in our program, we can just we can just paste the code into our code so that no need further coding is needed. That's why we use hash include stdio.h in the coding. So main printf hello C return 0 close curly, our output is hello C. Now we can use printf and scanf without any coding part. That is the use of this include preprocessor directive. Next is macros. Macro means a segment of the code which is replaced by value of a value of macro. So macros are defined by hash define directive. So there are two types of macros. One is object like macro, another one is function like macro. Object like macro means see the example here, hash define pi 3.14. Wherever you have a pi in your coding, that will be replaced by the value of the macro, that is 3.14. This is object like macro. Coming to function like macro, it looks like a function call. See this example, hash defined min of a comma b. This looks like a function call, no? Yeah. And here some condition has been checked and the value will be evaluated. And wherever min a comma b occurs in the program, the condition will be evaluated and it will be replaced with the value. This is function like macro. See this coding for both object like and function like macro, which will make you understand very clearly. Hash include stdio.h hash define pi 3.14. In main function we are printing the value of pi, which is wherever pi occurs, the value of macro will be replaced, which is 3.14. That is our output. This is object like macro. Coming to function like macro, see here, hash include stdio.h hash defined min of a comma b, and the condition is evaluated here. Inside void main, we are giving find the minimum of 10 and 20 percentage d comma min of 10 comma 20. It's like a function call. This will pass the value. This will call the macro here, and the value 10 and 20 will be replaced here, and the condition will be evaluated, and the 10 will be passed back as the result, which will replace min n of 10 comma 20. So our output is going to be 10. So this is the function like macros. It just works like a function call, similar to functions. That only here. Next, moving on to hash undefined preprocessor. These undefined preprocessor directive that is used for undefining the macro that has been previously defined by hash defined preprocessor directive. See the sample code: hash include std word attach, hash define pi 3.14, hash undefined pi. Now we are undefining pi by undefined preprocessor directive. Inside main function, now we are printing the value. Since the value once defined and undefined, the compilation is going to throw an error, because we have undefined the value of pi which has been declared previously. So it is going to be an error. So that is the functionality of hash undefined preprocessor directive. Next, moving on to some predefined macros. In macros, we are having some predefined macros. If we use in our coding, then it will replace with that format. See here, if you give date means if you use date macro means it will be replaced by mmddyy. That is month, day and year will be printed. The date will be printed in this format. The current date will be printed in this format. If you give time macro means the current time will be printed in this format, hour, minutes and second format. File means the current file name will be printed. If you give line means the current line number will be printed. stdc is defined as a stdc. If you use this macro means then it will give 1 when the compiler compiles with the UNIC standard. Let us see the sample code to understand it clearly. Hash include stdio.h int main open curly printf. So file name, first we are going to print the current file name. So we are using this file macro. Then to get the current date, we are using date macro. We are printing it percentages, time macro, then line macro, that is line number, sixth line number 1 2 3 4 5 6, sixth line number, so 6 stdc. If you are compiling the code as per the UNIC code, then it is going to be 1. So this is our output. File name is printed, date is printed, time is printed, line number is printed, finally stdc which is 1. So this is our output of predefined macros. So we have seen object like macro, function like macro, and what are some predefined macros. So this is the end of macros. Next, moving on to conditional compilation. The third commonly used preprocessor, that is conditional compilation. We can use if, else, if, end if, that are all used for checking the condition. So it controls the execution of the preprocessor directive. So the syntax for that is hash if expression statement yes hash end if. Example is hash define a 500 void main. Inside we are checking the condition using if preprocessor directive. A equal to 500 means a printf a has a constant value of 500, then end the if, close the program. So our output is a has a constant value of 500. So this is about conditional compilation. So that's the end of preprocessor directives. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe the video. Thank you.